welcome back to Cooking Champagne. So tonight we are going to be doing a little baking. Thanksgiving is right around the corner and nothing screams holiday dessert to me more than a pecan pie. This is actually Ryan's great grandmother, Mawmaw Joyce's pecan pie recipe. After she passed away, the whole family put together this really awesome cookbook of a lot of family favorites, and what cracks me up is there's actually about 10 different pecan pie recipes in this cookbook. So we're gonna go with the most simple one that works like a charm every time. I say that, but I have a little story for y'all. Thanksgiving 2 years ago where this was a disaster, but more on that later. But first what we're gonna do is we have our oven preheating to 350 degrees and we're gonna get started on our filling. It's super simple. We're just gonna start first with 4 eggs that we're gonna beat up. If you have a stand mixer, you can use that, but I'm just gonna use this hand mixer really quick. Alright, so we have our eggs and we just blended them until they got nice and fluffy and a little pale in color. So we're gonna set those aside for now and we're gonna get started on the gooey, syrupy part of pecan pie, which is like my favorite. So I have a little saucepan here just heating up on medium-high heat, and we're gonna start with about 2 cups of brown sugar and just pack it down a little bit when you use it. We have that, and then we're gonna also add a cup of just regular granulated sugar. Nice and sweet. Then we just have 1/4 cup of some water. And you're just gonna stir this until the sugar starts to dissolve. And then once the sugar dissolves, you're gonna bring this mixture to a boil. And then you're gonna let it boil for about 3 minutes or so. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna temper the eggs. So we need to add this sugar mixture into the eggs, but you definitely wanna incorporate them slowly, because if you dump all this in, you're gonna have scrambled sugary eggs and nobody wants that. Trust me, I've done that. It's disgusting. So we start adding them to the eggs. What I'm gonna do, so we have, damn it. Scoop a little bit of this into my eggs at a time while I am mixing it with the hand mixer, or if you're putting it in a stand mixer, it's gonna be a little bit easier. And then it's going to allow the eggs to kind of come to temperature with the sugar. This is speed 1. Holy shit. Have all of our sugar mixture blended in with our eggs. We're gonna add in 1/4 cup of butter and also a couple splashes of some good vanilla extract. I sound like Barefoot Contessa. I kind of go a little heavy with this just because I really love the flavor of vanilla. This is 1/4 cup of butter that we're gonna add in. It's nice and soft. Okay, so now I just have a store-bought pie crust in here in my cute little pie dish. You can make your own if you want to, but I prefer to go with store-bought because I would like to say it's foolproof, but like I was mentioning earlier, I had a Thanksgiving where somehow at like 1 o'clock in the morning the night before Thanksgiving, I decided to start baking my pie. And I don't know what it was, but I managed to ruin not 1, but 2, the only 2 store-bought pie crusts that I had. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning the night before Thanksgiving, and here I am with rollers in my hair, rolling out a 2-ingredient pie crust recipe that I found on Google very hastily with a wine bottle, because why would I own a rolling pin? I don't know. So anyway, the whole reason that I had ruined them because I thought I had to pre-bake it. You don't have to pre-bake your crust. This is gonna go into a 350-degree oven for like an hour. So the pie crust is gonna be plenty well cooked through. So this is the part of pecan pie that I find varies. It really kind of depends on what you prefer. I see a lot of recipes that say mix your pecans in with your sugar mixture. I see some where you put your pecans in the pie crust and then you pour the mixture on top. And then I see some where they pour the mixture in and then they arrange the pecans nice and pretty on top. So you can really do whatever you want to do. I have here about 2 cups of some pecans that I just ran through a food processor. They're not totally ground up too fine. There's still some large chunks of pecans. I don't like my pecan pie, and neither does really anybody in my family, where it's all just big pieces. So that's why I make it like this. But you know, keep the pecans in whatever size you want them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sprinkle these evenly on the bottom, and I'll use about 1.5 cups of that. But if you like more pecans in yours, then you can use all of that. And then we're gonna add in the rest of our sugar mixture, and I'm just gonna give this a little quick stir just to make sure everything is nice and incorporated, and then we're just gonna pour this on top.